It started subtly, a figure in a dull brown coat, always at the edge of my vision. I'd see him standing under the awning of the corner shop across the street from my apartment, his face obscured by the shadow or a turned-up collar. I'd notice him on the platform opposite mine at the tube station, just another commuter in the London gloom. At first it was coincidence, then it became a pattern. Every day, twice a day. Morning when I left for work. Evening when I returned. The fear was a slow creep. I told my boyfriend, Mark. He dismissed it. "You work too hard, Sarah. You're paranoid. It's a big city. People have routines." But my routine wasn't his routine. I started taking pictures, grainy, zoomed-in shots from my window. A man in a brown coat, always there. I called the police. They were polite but unhelpful. "Unless he approaches you or makes a threat, there's little we can do, ma'am." The powerlessness was suffocating. One Tuesday, I snapped. I decided to confront him. My heart was a jackhammer as I marched across the street. He didn't move. As I got closer, I saw he was older than I thought, with a weary, sagging face. He looked sad. "Why are you watching me?" I demanded, my voice shaking. He looked startled. Then his expression softened into something like pity. "I'm not watching you, miss," he said, his voice rough. "I'm watching him." He nodded almost imperceptibly towards my third-floor apartment window. I followed his gaze. There, clear as day, was Mark. He was standing in our brightly lit living room, but he wasn't alone. A woman I'd never seen before had her arms around his neck. They were laughing. As I stood frozen on the sidewalk, Mark kissed her with a familiarity that shattered my world. The man in the brown coat spoke softly, his words landing like physical blows. "That's my wife. I hired a private investigator weeks ago. He gave me your address, your schedule, and your boyfriend's. I come here to feel it, the proof. I stand here because I can't bear to be in my own empty house anymore." The terrifying truth wasn't that I was being watched by a stranger. It was that I was living with one. The real monster wasn't on the street. He was in my home, kissing another man's wife while I was being stalked by a heartbroken husband. The brown coat wasn't a threat. It was a warning I was too blind to understand. Story 2, The Babysitter's Fee. The Thompson job was a dream. A lavish suburban home. A sweet little girl named Lily who went to sleep at 7 p.m. sharp. And $100 for just 4 hours of sitting. Mrs. Thompson was overly anxious, running through a long list of rules before she left. "Don't answer the door for anyone, the alarm is on, and please don't go into the basement, the door is locked for a reason." I laughed it off. Standard creepy basement rule, got it. The first 2 hours were bliss. I ate their fancy snacks, scrolled on my phone, and checked on Lily twice. She was fast asleep. Then the phone rang, the landline. Its shrill ring was jarring in the silent house. I picked it up. "Hello?" Heavy breathing, then a distorted, whispery voice. "I'm watching you." The line went dead. My blood ran cold. I ran to the front door, checking the deadbolt. Locked. The alarm panel glowed green. All secure. I peered out the peephole. The porch was empty. "It's a prank," I told myself. A wrong number. Kids. 15 minutes later, the phone rang again. I snatched it up, ready to yell. The same voice, clearer this time, dripping with malice. "I like the pink phone case. Is the baby still sleeping?" I dropped the phone. He wasn't outside. He was inside the house. I was locked in with him. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen block, my hands trembling, and did a frantic, silent sweep of the house. Nothing. Every closet, under every bed, empty. The only room I didn't check was the basement. The locked basement. The phone rang a third time. I didn't want to answer, but I had to know. The basement. He was in the basement. But the door was locked from the outside. A deadbolt. How did he get in? Then, a worse thought. How did he get out? I did the only thing I could think of. I called Mrs. Thompson's cell. It went straight to voice line. I called Mr. Thompson's number from the fridge notepad. He answered on the first ring. "Hello?" he said, sounding confused. "Someone is in the house, in the basement. He's calling me, he's watching me," I whispered hysterically. There was a long pause. I heard a faint, muffled sound in the background, the same distorted whisper from the phone, but distant. Then Mr. Thompson's voice came back, cold and flat, all pretense gone. "Oh, you heard him? Don't worry, dear, he's harmless. He just gets lonely when we're gone. That's why we need a babysitter. Your $100 isn't just for watching Lily, it's for watching him. Now be a good girl and stay out of the basement. We'll be home by midnight." The line went dead. I stood in the silent, luxurious house, the knife slick in my hand, realizing the true horror. I wasn't being paid to keep the child safe from intruders. I was being paid to be the intruder's entertainment. The locked door wasn't to keep him in, it was to keep me out. And the Thompsons, they knew. They were coming back. For him. And for me. And so the most terrifying feeling isn't always the monster under the bed, but the one sitting right next to you, hiding in plain sight. The truth is often far more disturbing than the phantom we imagine in the shadows. If these stories crawled under your skin, then do me a favor. Look behind you. Just kidding. Or am I? Seriously though, if you want to keep the nightmare going, then hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know when we upload our next tale of terror. Don't worry, we'll be watching for your subscription.